How many of you want to be triumphant?
Amen.
You got to learn how to prevail. If you're going to be triumphant, you got to learn how to prevail. There's no human alive that wants to accomplish something in life and know that the obstacles are against you. And if you don't have the mind to prevail, you won't accomplish your goals. Wow, just last Sunday, we sat down in front of our TVs and we watched a game called the Super Bowl, and one team was an underdog and the other team was the one that was picked to win. It means to gain ascendancy. To gain ascendancy. In other words, it means that the more you try to go higher, you got to be able to prevail. Because there are going to be things that's going to be posed against our life that's going to prevent us from ascending. How do we do that? We do it through strength or superiority. If I'm going to prevail against something, I got to have the strength or the superiority to do so. How many of you want to be triumphant?
Amen.
You got to learn how to prevail. If you're going to be triumphant, you got to learn how to prevail. There's no human alive that wants to accomplish something in life and know that the obstacles are against you. And if you don't have the mind to prevail, you won't accomplish your goals. Wow, just last Sunday, we sat down in front of our TVs and we watched a game called the Super Bowl, and one team was an underdog and the other team was the one that was picked to win. And everybody seemed to have had their mind made up on one team because there seemed to be a better team. But the team that was supposed to win won the game. Because they understood how to prevail when adversity was on the line. How did it just happen that Sunday? Nope. It started somewhere back in the season when they needed to start winning some games, and it just seemed like after things started clicking, they kept right on winning. And as a result, when they got to the big game, they were already in full stride. So you know what was going to happen? They were going to go higher because they kept right on prevailing.
Amen.
And ultimately, they were triumphant. Number two, to be or become effective or effectual. To prevail means to be or become effective or effectual. If you're going to prevail, you got to be or become effective or effectual. Nothing is going to come or be handed to us in a lot of sense. No. And I think that to some degree, I think that's where our young generation get mixed up at.
Come on.
There's nothing going to be handed to you on a silver platter.
It's true.
Now, I know that goes on, but guess what? You have no concept about what it means to go after something. To enjoy the triumphant feeling when you have gone out and earned something because you labored to go get it.
Yes.
I know when I was growing up, I would ask my dad to buy me a car. And it wasn't that he couldn't afford to buy me one, but his response was, if I buy you a car, you won't know how to appreciate it.
Come on.
So I'm going to let you buy your own car. You know how much my first car cost me? It cost me $200.
Come on.
Yeah, $200. And my grandfather, he sold it to me, and I knew that car was tight because he used to wash that car every day.
Come on.
And so when I got that car, I think it was a 1964 Buick Wildcat, and I was riding, buddy. You couldn't tell me nothing.
Amen. Amen.
I could go where I want to go. Hello.
Yes.
Amen.
Stay out as long as I wanted to.
Come on.
And didn't have to worry about a thing, as long as I kept gas in it.
That's right.
Somebody say amen.
Amen.
But I had to work for that $200.
Yes. Yes.
So you can imagine once I got that $199.99 in my pocket, oh man, I was off to the races.
Yes. Amen.
Because I realized that I had the victory.
Yes.
I prevailed because I kept right on working till I was able to reach my goal. The old folk use this word. They say you can't handicap young children. In other words, you give them everything they want and you handicap them so they don't know how to get things for themselves. To prevail. The third definition is to use persuasion successfully. To use persuasion successfully. When you're talking about prevail. Are you hearing me? We have to be empowered to prevail. And whoever will not receive you, nor hear your words, verse 14 says, when you depart from that house or city, shake off. Come on, say shake off.
Shake off.
The dust from your feet. Now let me give you a little bit of history about that, because the Jews didn't want to go into heathenistic cities anyway.
That's right.
So that was a type and shadow of when the Jews were going to Samaria. I guarantee you, every time they had to go into Samaria, when they came out, they shook the dust off of them. Because that was like a pagan a place for them. In other words, they didn't go into areas and places that was against their culture. They stayed away from it. But we can't do that in this world. Because everywhere we go, we're going to be going somewhere where we really don't want to be.
That's right.
But we have to know that we have been empowered to prevail. If we're going to connect with this world, we have to first establish that, guess what? We have what it takes to take something over.
Amen.
Are you with me?
Amen.
We have to understand that we're just not put here to be beat up on. Are you with me?
Yes.
You know that they have one of these little blow-up dolls that they call it Bozo, the clown, and you know it's like a punching thing, and every time you hit it, it'll come back up. Every time you hit it, it'll come back up.
That's right.
But I don't want to say that we are like that Bozo the clown, but every time you get hit, you ought to do what?
Come back.
You ought to come back up.
Amen.
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 Because you already know that there are going to be some people that ain't going to hear you, and there are going to be some other people that ain't going to receive you. Amen?
Amen.
And that's what's happening in this world right now today. Everybody got it all figured out. Yeah. They think they know what it's going to take. Amen? And what's ultimately happening is nobody ain't getting nothing done. Nobody's getting nothing resolved. Why? Because everybody has their own way that they're trying to get stuff accomplished.